LA rivalry between the USC Trojans and the UCLA Bruins. And I was hoping this was going to be a super meaningful game, Pac-12 title implications and all that, but it's not panning out that way for either team. Both seasons have been underwhelming for the Bruins and the Trojans. And Patrick, going into this game, there's a rumor going around that Chip Kelly's going to be fired. That if UCLA loses the USC game, he'll be fired right after the game. If he beats USC, they'll wait till the end of the season. But either way, it looks like he's a dead man walking if you believe all those rumors going on right now around UCLA.
I think that would be a huge mistake by UCLA because the fact of the matter is it's a lot tougher at UCLA. And I mean, Chip hasn't done horrible. I mean, This year has been down a little bit. Don't get me wrong. There's been tough times, but I think it would be a poor decision to get rid of Chip.
Yeah, a couple things on that. One is, my theory is if you get rid of someone, you've got to have someone else in mind that you feel like, hey, he's going to do better. If you just get rid of him and you're like, now what do we do? Who do we go find? Like, that's, you got to have a solution before you get rid of him. And then also the UCLA team, the Bruins, he was doing better the last couple of years. Like, they were trending in the right direction. They were ranked in the top 25 for most of the year. It was just the last couple of weeks where things began to unravel. So I think it looks worse than it is just because it happened recently when they lost these last couple of games. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think getting rid of him is the solution. And you're right. It's a UC school. So you got to have the grades. There's certain academics you got to have to get in to play for UCLA.
I mean, it's like they always say, it's in Bel Air. And then it's hard to even get coaches in there because the coaches can't live in Bel Air.
Can't afford it. Yeah.
They have to live in the Valley and they have to commute in. I think he's done a hell of a job. But like you said, it's good that you bring that up. Maybe they do have somebody in mind. And that's why this is happening, because we all know, like, why are we hearing this? It's because somebody wants us to hear that.
Yeah, somebody leaked it. Somebody wants it out there. So
Correct.
We'll see. I don't think Chip Kelly is necessarily the problem, but it sure sounds like he's on his way out either real soon, like this weekend, if the Bruins lose, or maybe at worst at the end of the season. But USC, UCLA, 12:30 from the Coliseum this Saturday.
Maybe Urban Meyer or something, I don't know.
Hey, no, it's funny you dropped that name. He's still out there.
Yeah.
He's available. He's a broadcaster right now. He could do that. So there's some big names out there, and they obviously, like I said, have somebody in mind before you make that move. And he could be that guy.
Yeah.
Let's talk some NFL. In fact, there's a big one tonight on Thursday Night Football. Bengals and Ravens. Patrick, listen, I'm a big West Coast guy. I love me some NFC West and AFC West, but the AFC North might be the toughest and best division in all the NFL right now. The Browns and Steelers are really good. Bengals and Ravens are really good. They're going head-to-head on Thursday Night Football. Literally, that division is a black and blue division. They're going to beat each other up to get to the top for first place. And this is a very big game tonight for the Ravens and Bengals.
And the Bengals are somewhat beat up. I mean, there's a lot of people saying that this is a must-win for Cincinnati. They can't afford in that tough division to drop another one. And Lamar, trust me, I know. They know how to play.
Yeah, no, Lamar's coming on strong. He's doing well this season. Yeah, and Cincinnati, because they started out so slowly, they can't drop a lot of games, from here on out. And when you play in that division, you're going to have some tough games coming up, including tonight, a good one on a Thursday Night Football. The other game I wanted to bring up, at least in the NFL, Seahawks and Rams. And it looks like Matt Stafford with the thumb injury, looks like he's going to be back for this one for Seattle.
Yes, I will be there live.
Yeah.
I will be there, Pep. My boys, we have to go. And they want the turnover chain and all that stuff, that we buy from the homies outside in Inglewood. So I will be there to report back to our man, Pep, on Monday. But hopefully it should be a good game.
Okay, so besides reporting back on the score, Patrick, I gotta know how much money you drop. Parking, turnover chain, big foam finger, pretzels, soda.
I mean, it's $500 minimum. You know what I mean? And I went cheap seats, baby. I almost went standing room only. If you don't know, you guys, they actually have on the 300 level some standing room only tickets for about $60 or $70. It's actually not that bad of a viewpoint. It's just I have a 9-year-old who's a little bit shorter, so I worried about him. So I went up to the cheap seats to make sure he had a seat.
Oh, what a good dad.
You know,
Dad of the year.
it was tough. He's got to see it. They want to see DK and all that stuff, you know.
And it's actually an important game, too, because, I mean, I don't know. It sure looks like the 49ers and Seahawks are playoff teams, and the Rams, if they fade farther back, in fact, I heard this the other day. Like, what do you do when you're in a hole? Quit digging. The Rams keep digging the hole. Like, they get farther and farther down, so they can't continue to dig that hole. They've got to beat Seattle, and if Seattle wins, that kind of strengthens their case to make the playoffs because, Patrick, we're more than halfway done in the NFL season. Like, we're the playoff picture's beginning to take shape a little bit.
And look how far we've gone on the roller coaster, man. I mean, literally, the highs and the lows. The NFL, in terms of that, it's nerve-wracking and exciting at the same time.
Yeah.
You do not know what's going to happen in this NFL.
Man, look at my 49ers. 3-game losing streak. Look like the worst team in the league, and they turn around and just hammer Jacksonville on the road. Like, who knew?
It always reminds me of Tom Brady when they asked him if the NFL was rigged, and he said, "You think I would be part of losing to frickin' Eli Manning twice?"
Twice.
I thought it was hilarious.
No, he's right. Yeah. Some games you feel like, maybe there is something going on here, but yeah, it's not rigged. No. Let's talk a little NBA. Speaking of rigged, my 2002 NBA champion Sacramento Kings took on the Lakers last night. Yeah. They did win 125-110, but LeBron in that game, a triple-double, so just like a fine wine, man. He's getting older, but he's still doing everything he can to will the Lakers to wins. He needs help. It's, Anthony Davis, the other guys, he needs help.
God, he's like Houdini. AD will disappear on you, man. And look how freaking hard LeBron has to work just to lose. Not a good sign for the Lakers.
Yeah, so we'll see how long he can keep this up because, again, everyone has an expiration date. Tom Brady finally decided to hang it up. LeBron at some point will hang it up. And I feel like he's going to go out when he's still on top or almost on top. We're not going to see like a bad version of LeBron out there at 43 years old, coming off the bench. I don't think we're going to see that. As long as he's playing at a high level, and clearly he is, he's going to be out there.
Yep.
All right, and finally, Patrick, baseball. The postseason awards began earlier this week. Yesterday, it was the Cy Young Award, and that would go to Garrett Cole of the New York Yankees, top pitcher in the American League, and Blake Snell of the Padres, who did not make the playoffs, but he still had a great year on the mound. He's a free agent, so he won't be back with the Padres. He'll be somewhere else, but he's your National League Cy Young Award winner.
Right, man. Blake Snell, he is tough, and he's a hot commodity, like you said. Teams need pitching, and clearly they're going to be going after him, man.
Angels. Are the Angels listening to this right now? Do they listen to Patrick in the morning on KCAL? You guys need some pitching. Blake Snell's going to be out there.
Get it done.
Just get it done. So today, Patrick, is the MVP Awards, and speaking of the Angels, it should be Shohei Ohtani in the American League. So I don't know if this is the first time we associate, or last time we associate Ohtani with the Angels. We'll have to find out because this offseason is going to drag on for Angel fans until we find out exactly what he is doing, where he's going to end up.
Boy, the rumors are flying too. There's already the rumor that he has told the Angels that he's not going to take a matching offer from the Angels. Who knows if that is true? And a big rumor is that he wants to go play in Atlanta with the Braves.
You know what? I've heard a lot of teams, and any team that has deep pockets is going to be in the running. I don't, because they're like, oh, well, he wants to be on the West Coast or he wants to play in a major market. If you've got the money, maybe it's the Padres. If you've got the money, he's going to go.
He floated that, hey, maybe I'll take a shorter deal for more money. And the Dodgers are like, come again?
Yeah.
The Dodgers are like, okay, that's in the Dodgers wheelhouse.
Here's our number. We're available 24/7. Give us a call.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's going to be exciting to see. But the MVP's name today, Shohei Ohtani, should be the American League MVP.
Yeah. And then I have to mention the Rookie of the Year only because he's a Seattle kid. For the Orioles, it was Gunnar. But for the Diamondbacks, it is Corbin Carroll, the Seattle kid. unbelievable that they get Rookie of the Year. I thought that was pretty cool.
It's really cool. So the Orioles are super young. They got Gunnar Henderson. He's part of that nucleus. And same thing with the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're super young too. They've got some great young players. And Corbin Carroll, I'll be honest, man, he just burst onto the scene. I'm like, who is this guy? Not only the Rookie of the Year in the NL, but probably one of the best players in baseball right now as a leadoff man. The guy can flat out hit. So congrats to him too. And obviously a big reason why Arizona did what they did this year.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. When it comes to awards, it does seem like baseball has the most legitimacy when it comes to these. So much things are going to be happening, man. I can't wait to catch up with Mr. Pep. I'll report back from the Rams game and all that stuff on Monday. Pep, tell me how to get your stuff.
Dropping some cash out there for the Rams versus the Seahawks. We'll talk about it on Monday. A lot of NFL and, of course, UCLA versus USC. In the meantime, check out Inland Sports Instagram, Inland Sports Facebook, Inland Sports Twitter, Inland Sports YouTube. We're all over the place. That's Inland Sports.
Thanks, Pep.